for this. I went outside today to shoot this quick B-roll sequence, and I thought I should make this video because people always tend to ask me how I shoot my B-roll because they like that B-roll stuff. So people would often ask me questions about how to get cinematic B-roll that I show in my videos. First up, I would like to talk about what is B-roll. B-roll is actually just footage that is cut over a scene like this. This is A-roll now. This is the A-roll shot, and everything else that you see in the video is B-roll. I think B-roll got its own character on YouTube, and when people say B-roll, you think of these bars and slow-mo and yeah, that kind of stuff. But today I would just like to go through some things that you can do to get more cinematic B-roll. I feel like my B-roll often looks pretty good, so I thought maybe I should do this. Let's start right away with tip number 1. What a lot of people tend to do, and what I also do, is shoot slow-mo. It is used a lot in sequences like this, like B-roll sequences, but it really looks nice and it gives the footage its dramatic look. And I also tend to use slow-mo a lot because, I mean, it looks epic sometimes it's too much, I think, but well, most of the time if I'm just shooting, I would shoot in 60 frames per second to slow it down. But yeah, shoot slow-mo, that's the first tip to get a dramatic mood. Then something that is very important that not a lot of people think about: if you use these B-roll sequences that I like to use, and you find in one of my vlogs maybe a sequence where there's just B-roll, I think it's important to tell a little bit of a story, at least in this sequence, because often it's just random footage of something. And if I shoot B-roll, I think it's important that it builds up to a certain point. For example, today you saw it's like I'm at home, I take my bike, I go outside, and yeah, that's kind of the story. So I would say it's important to also have a little bit of a story in your B-roll. That's tip number 2. Also, maybe it seems like I'm filming this in the morning because I went out in the morning, but it's not at all. It's about to get dark. Then tip number 3. It's very important, in my opinion, to combine wide angle scenes and closer frame scenes, which means in your B-roll sequence you should have some wide angle scenes and just show the whole scenario that the viewer can imagine what is going on and where it's going on. Then you can also use the close-up shots, which I like to use, to get some nice blurry background, but you should definitely combine these two. You should first have the wide angle shot maybe to show the location, to show the scene, and then you can get the close shot to get a more dramatic feeling and to show the details. But it's not good if you're just using close shots or just wide shots. Now I talked a little bit about what you should film, the story and the perspectives. If you combine slow motion with maybe 24 frames per second and you get a nice scene, you put some music over it, it would, in my opinion, look pretty good. But there's one tip that I would like to give you that is very, very helpful, that I use always with every cinematic sequence. And it's actually a tool in post-process, which means on the computer. I like to have stabilized footage, or at least not too shaky footage, because I have no gimbal or something like that. I always shoot handheld with my DSLR, and I like to use the warp stabilization tool in Premiere Pro. Okay, now we are here on my desktop. I fire up my editing software, Premiere Pro. I already have chosen this clip here. This is a clip of the last vlog that I made. This clip was shot in 60 frames per second, and I slowed it down to 24 frames per second to get a nice slow motion. And if I drag it now over into my timeline, I see yes. And also, I'm sorry, I have this set to German now, but I hope you will get it. As you can see, it's nice, but there's some shake. It's like a standard B-roll clip that I would use a wide scene of a skateboard to tell the story, and it's a nice clip, it's slow motion, but there's missing something, it's not smooth. So I come over here to Effects and I type in German Verkrümmungsstabilisierung. In English this effect is called warp stabilization. You will definitely find it in the effects, but if I put this effect on our footage, you will see it says Analyse wird im Hintergrund ausgeführt. You have to wait for a little while. Okay, the clip got stabilized now, and if I now click play, you can see that it's pretty smooth, right? yeah, very helpful tool. I use this a lot because it's awesome. If you put warp stabilization on your footage, it's going to be so smooth. I had the idea in my head to do this video since a little while, and I came home today. I just wanted to get this now, so it's not the best video today, and also the light is not good anymore. It's so dark, it's about to get dark, but I want to end this video by showing all these things in an example. So I'm going to shoot B-roll of something. I just came home from a nice weekend in the mountains. I still have all the stuff that I brought. I think you can see it. And I think I should shoot the B-roll sequence to show this of me coming home. So this is now the sequence that I would use to show the coming home of an adventure like this. So you see now I would already have two shots, a wide shot and a close-up shot, and this would already be the first part of the B-roll sequence. And today is really one of those videos where I struggle to get through, because sometimes it's so hard to make this, but you know, you just have to push through these hard videos and make them, because sometimes it's a struggle to make these videos. I'm just not feeling it, and I think this will definitely happen to everyone. Also, thanks for 700 subs, that's awesome, subscribers. I will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. Bye and peace.